Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. I can already tell.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Gonna be
Well, exactly. It's all on a roll of a dice.
And welcome.
Hello.
The stream hath now
Hi.
started, and the recordings have also now started.
Really? What? The recording of the streaming of the streaming of the record.
I'm confused.
You should be. Welcome to Final Boss Fight. Oh no, sir.
Home of confusion.
Hello and welcome to this FBF livestream of Tomb of Confusion. No, Annihilation. That's a different word.
Hold on, we need
Queen
ambient
Creep
music.
says-
Keep going, John.
Copyright strike!
it's still
Copyright
going on.
strike! Queen Creep
Copyright.
says, "Yay! Hi!"
Hi. No, I do not want to do any updates right now.
I'm going to say hello to all of the people who are currently here. I'm joined at the moment by Kaboom, by Ben,
hello.
by
Hello.
Star, and by Torin Vasuthasagiyesh, or Sean.
Hello.
And because I've given everybody nicknames in the Discord, it's changed the order in which I say hello to people.
Oh.
Yes.
And Romad is also here
Hello. Hi.
in
In
vague
spirit.
voice in the Roll20 chat.
Romad, yeah. Romad
Limbo.
drank off the. She drank one of my sorcerer's brews. Romad can't talk.
And now Romat in the privy with
Maddie-
explosive flatulence.
Maddie and Seraphine will be joining us in about half an hour's time because it is currently Canadian Thanksgiving, or technically it will be Canadian Thanksgiving tomorrow, but I guess people guess people work during the week.
Happy Turkey Day.
Oh, hello. Oh,
That's no excuse.
Oh, he's back.
Hello.
I am here. I'm
Hi.
just going to eat, so I don't want you hearing all the noise of food
That's-
eating. So
Well, that doesn't stop the rest of
That
it.
stops us
That doesn't
before.
stop the rest of us. Hang on. No.
God damn it!
Mom, dog.
Bye. Good God, silly children.
okay.
Chuck.
Yes.
Previously in D&D.
Da-da-da-da-do.
Look at all of that. That's like 9 people in that little thing there. 9 people.
9 whole
Nine
people.
Not even half of them.
And look, we can dance, and sing, and play.
Queen
I can't do anything as my Roll20 has basically gone frozen.
Na,
Yeah, I can mildly dance and sing and play.
If my Roll20 will stop being frozen for a minute.
Queen Creep says, "Oh, don't I want to eat, but everyone's in the kitchen, so I can't make anything."
Eat the
That's
people
no
in the
excuse.
kitchen.
Just
Eat
get the
people
raw
in the
ingredients and eat them.
They all learn.
Previously on D&D, you guys have taken a fun little excursion to the Feywild.
That lasted a month.
After
Shut up.
after completing a couple of tasks for Princess,
And when the favours of Princess
for completing
Dandelion,
the couple of tasks, fun is not what I'd describe it. I called it fun.
Well, that's because you were torturing us anyway, you little hell.
After completing a number of tasks for Princess
Oh,
Dandelion, you managed to recover Renala Lurakaran,
Yes.
wife
Yay.
to Theodas Lurakaran.
Waifu!
Well, that's one crush I can't chase now.
Oh, I just realized the night won't be as silent as usual.
Why is that?
I almost
know-
spat out my food.
You know, Philip, I don't sleep, I meditate. This time my meditation will be a bit more entertaining.
Oh god.
Oh,
You actually hear Theodas screaming, not Renala.
it's going to be one of those things where basically, he's going to be meditating at the same time.
That sounds disrespectful.
And
I'm
Redden,
gonna draw some.
will be meditating with one eye open, just, not to miss anything.
Just to share.
Jordan's going to be
the
meditating with a
vibes.
sketch pad.
I don't want to miss a thing.
With Renala,
God, that could be an extremely creepy song, couldn't it? I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep. I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing.
And you
That's
ask
enough.
why
with
you are
Renala
single.
in tow, you manage to make your way back to the material plane. Also bringing
Yay.
Dragonbait back with you, despite him silently following you around the Feywild.
Hey,
Thank
Dragon
you,
Bane,
Thomas.
you knew where to meet up with us. I was with you the whole time. You sure know how to track us in the material world.
No, he's been with us for the Feywild for a long time.
But he
Only
doesn't
really,
know
Jeff. They're
any
still
kind of-
alive at the moment because I can't get a word in edgeways to go through the
Okay,
intro.
okay.
So I'll get on to killing them shortly. On making it back to the prime material plane, you all also leveled up to level 6. So let's do a quick rundown of what
Hooray.
new stuff people have. Theodas Lorakarin's animal attacks as an animals that he shift into, their attacks now count as magical. And he can now shift into some slightly larger
Natural
animals.
pussy.
I got a rhino.
Oof.
Philippe
Horny.
can now track things at incredibly fast speeds.
And I
Hooray.
have a
Pussy is a
better,
cat.
and I have a better sense of smell too, so I can now really spot something by the smell alone. But if I track Dragon Bait, it will be a fucking pain in the ass because I will be tracking 5 smells differently. But yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys,
Good luck trying to
I
spot
just
something
wanna
with
quick-
smell with Dragon
I'm going
Bait,
to quickly interrupt the stream now to just say, can we please try to work hard on not talking over each other? Because I've got some messages saying that it's difficult to understand what's happening. So,
Okay.
Are they having the same
no,
problem
it's
as I mentioned
literally
earlier?
that we've had a couple of times where people have been talking over each other, and so it's difficult to follow the conversations.
Sure.
Okay.
So just,
Understood.
one at a time. Philippe can track things now at fast speed. Seraphine can. What can Seraphine now do? Counter charm.
Ew.
So she can now perform a musical song on her turn that will give you advantage on being charmed, or on not being charmed. Torin, you get the fun of an aura.
I do. I get
So
the
you
aura of
give a
protection.
+5 bonus?
A bonus equal to my charisma.
So you give a
modifier, so yeah,
+5 to any saving throw, as long as people are within that yellow box around you.
Yep.
So, there you go.
Remember that, boys and girls.
Just wondering, what yellow box? I don't see one.
You might not be able to
Pale
see
yellow
it,
box around
but
me.
myself and Torin can. Basically,
It's
within 10 feet of him.
It's within 10 feet of me.
Hello?
Everyone but Romad is within 10 feet of me.
so
at
it's
the moment.
basically stay within 2
Hello?
squares of him. Hello.
Hello, hello.
I don't think he can
think-
I
hear
think
us.
that's having a bit of trouble.
Welcome back.
Ben,
Hello. Now we can't hear him. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
hello?
No, we can't hear
Okay.
you.
I can hear
So am I
you.
back? Can people hear me again? Because I must admit, everything went silent for a while. I didn't
You
know
might
what
not
was
be able
going
to see
on.
the yellow box around Torin, but Torin and I can.
Okay.
It's basically 10 feet, so within 2 squares of him.
Okay. Okay, that's one then. Okay, cool.
Riodan, your punches and unarmed attacks now count as magical for the purposes of overcoming damage resistance, and you also get some fun attack bonuses from being a drunken master. You can now stand up for a lot cheaper from prone.
You can now stand up.
And you can also
It's a trick I learned when I was drunk.
redirect attacks that are incoming.
Yeah. I do love the concept of that one. Just to say, you're going to hit me? No, you're going to hit him.
And then the Romad gained an ability that if Romad takes damage, Romad can disappear and then reappear somewhere 60 feet away, but still invisible until the end of their next turn. Until the start of their next turn, unless they cast a spell or do an attack in the meantime. Dragonbait and Tammy and Renala did not level. Although I can actually tell you, what did Renala get for turning into level 6? Cloak of Shadows.
250.
So Renala can also vanish and become invisible until the start or till the end of the next turn.
So is Renala a bard or is
She
she,
is a
from
cleric.
another class?
The cleric.
A cleric.
Trickster domain by any chance?
Maybe.
Trickster domain by any chance?
You shall see.
Well, it's the fact that I'm 90% sure that Cloak of Shadows is
as you know it. Yes, it is. It is a trickster bard, trickster cleric, trickster domain cleric.
Trickster domain, yeah. Yes, which is cool.
So I mean, I'll let you in on what else she can do as a trickster domain cleric. She can cast the Blessing of the Trickster, which gives one person advantage on stealth checks. She can turn the undead, which you may have seen other clerics attempting. But attempting.
Not succeeding, but attempting.
And she can
She
can also invoke duplicity, which means that she can channel divinity and summon a duplicate of herself that appears for a full minute. It appears in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of her. As a bonus action, the illusion can move up to 30 feet. For the duration, Renala can cast spells through the duplicate.
Oh, wow.
And also, if the illusion and Renala herself are both within 5 feet of the same creature, and that creature can see both the illusion and the real Renala, you have attack advantage. She has advantage on the attack rolls because it's distracting to see which one am I meant to be defending, and which one is a harmless illusion that's going to pass through me.
Of course, yeah.
So that's what Renala can do. Plus, also being the fun of a forest gnome, she can minor illusion as a cantrip,
Minor illusion,
which a
bitches!
certain Fenthwick Fizzlebang frequently uses to make doves appear whenever he walks into a room. As you do.
Why do birds suddenly
Indeed.
appear every time you are near?
Fenthwick needs it to be like a John Woo film every time.
It was my dog.
But at the end of last session, after all of the leveling up fun times, well, before all the leveling up fun times, because we did that in the between session times, you appeared back on the prime material plane next to a river. You don't know where you are. You've been told you're still probably in Chult.
Nope.
You've worked out that you're probably still in Chult. Because it's fucking up, and it's a jungle. You've been told that, or Princess Dandelion suggested she was going to attempt to get you closer to your goal.
Oh. Well, that's at least nice.
And also, as Riordan was not here, she also said that no time would have passed.
Okay. But I thought we said a month had passed. Oh.
No time at all
God.
passed.
Oh, that's nice.
No,
It took a month
it took
of
us a month
in-game
to
time.
finish the Feywild thing.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. Well, we're slow.
So you're stood next to a river. Go.
Okay. Can we see any high ground? Or can we look for some high
You
ground?
can all make me a perception check to try and see or hear or notice anything.
I can basically get Tammy to fly up.
No, probably.
It's over
Nope.
here. I have high ground.
Okay. All three, Torin, Riordan, and Theodas, you can see that the river is flowing in a certain direction.
Towards doom. Right.
Theodas and Riordan, you can both... You've spent enough time around rivers and bodies of water and in nature in general to notice that this is a river that is flowing towards a fairly close waterfall. That you can actually hear a waterfall somewhat nearby in a certain direction.
Good. Goody gumdrops.
So, did we see anywhere where we might be able to get a better lay of the land? My apologies for not quite hearing that.
There's you're surrounded by trees. There's water falling in the distance, which might signify that if you go in that direction, you'll be able to see. Like, there's probably a cliff face.
Yeah, if it's a tall waterfall, we might be able to see off of. So, shall we go to the end of the waterfall?
Just follow the river towards the waterfall.
And then we can, if at worst, we can always try and climb a tree while we're there to see if there's anything else which we need to see.
At least waterfalls tend to be clear spaces. We can at least maybe see something taller if we need.
Well, that's true, yes.
Either way.
So we follow
Could I
the
get
we follow the river thing.
Marching order from you, please.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Who is in front? Who is at the back?
Philip will be in second position.
So if you consider if we consider that that's the front.
Yeah. Okay, I'll probably be in third place.
I'll just be at the end.
I'll be close to the end because I'm not a.
Apparently, we're walking in two lines.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh, I can be in front too. That's fine.
Oh dear.
Okay, this way, guys.
Alright, who wants to get here?
Right.
Well, I mean,
Forward.
Theodas, do you want to go and stand next to Ronaldo? And then...
Yes.
Go to your wife.
I mean, I was going to ask that.
We can switch Dragon Bait with Seraphine, and me and Dragon Bait will be at the
Okay.
back with Tammy.
Yeah, Dragon Bait is a good way to smell
Dragon
danger.
Bait. Dragon Bait will be happy to take up the.
But it'll be that horror movie thing where we're just walking along, he gets taken, and there's no noise because we
Okay,
can't
he
hear
won't.
it.
He won't go to the
God,
very
oh
back
my
of the
Well,
line.
yeah, but it's in the
he
middle
will-
of the group. Yeah, I was going to say, it's in the middle of the
He's-
group, so at least
He's
Well,
someone will see it.
Oh,
Well,
he's
maybe
ready
it's
to
Halloween,
cover the
guys.
rear of the group with attacks. Should an attack occur with his, he can cover the rear with his sword, and people at the back can see if
Cool.
suddenly Dragon Bait goes missing, they can shout about the fact that he's not there anymore.
Yeah. Can we just give him like an air horn or something?
Hold on.
We need a war.
Are we still
horn.
saying that I have my flute?
Yes.
I give my flute to Dragon. I gave my flute to him so that he can blow that if he needs us to grab our attention.
Yes.
John, I have a question. Is Riordan still
No, he has
speaking with
stopped that
bubbles? Okay.
Stop
Is
that.
it?
Hey, Torin.
Oh.
You're walking along, and suddenly
Alright.
the forest clears in front of you, and you can see off of a cliff top a city of magnificent whitewashed buildings stretches out before you. Sunlight sparkles off of glass domes and windows, yet all is not well. Black smoke coils from fires across the city, corpses litter the streets, and wraiths circle the rooftops like vultures. A sphere of utter darkness grows out from the heart of the city, blotting out the light as it expands towards you. You turn away, and when you look back, the darkness is gone. The city is now half flooded, overgrown ruins.
Huh.
Nothing yet.
Hello.
Okay, just let me know, okay?
Huh.
Okay.
So what
Oh, let
horror have
Philip
you
know.
seen?
We've found a city.
Ooh.
Hang on a minute.
That
Hang on a
was,
minute,
that
guys.
was fast.
Jeff, are there still technical difficulties? Hey, Sean. I'm
Sean says
guessing
hello,
no?
so I guess not.
Oh.
Okay, no, we're
Hello,
good.
Sean.
No, you're good. He just did it.
I'm just
to
confused because he
accuse
said
us.
technical difficulties and then started singing the technical difficulties music and then didn't say anything else.
Say anything
So I was
anymore.
just confused to make sure that actually the technical difficulties had gone.
Huh.
Anyway, yes.
Uh,
we found a
So
city,
you guys
or the
are now
ruins of
looking
one.
out. Let me change the map.
To this magnificent fucking thing.
Finally, an actual map. We haven't had one for a while, guys.
Wow, that was
God.
brutal.
Whoa.
I
Come
can't
on.
see shit. Oh, there we go.
Blurry.
Okay,
You
where
are
are we
up
on
here.
this map?
Yeah, I was
Ah,
gonna say.
there.
Yeah, this. Cool.
Up where?
Wow.
I would like to.
Over
I would
here.
like to draw on this, but I
Okay.
don't think John will
Okay.
be appreciating that.
Well, I'll say this much, guys. It's not a landmark I
the-
recognize.
The waterfall flows into the city, and it's a ruin. It's a very large ruined city. The waterfall flows down into the flooded
Oh.
ruins.
Oh.
You can see in the distance smoke
Full of very
Smoke
large ruined
coiling
people.
off.
Guys. Question.
Uh-huh.
What did you say? Did your guy, the one who basically is paying you for this, did he say what kind of location or where the death curse was?
I think, considering what Princess Dandelion said, and the fact that we're looking for a lost city of Omu,
Maybe
we have
this
found
is.
this, and she said we'd be put nearer our
You
destination.
mean like
Does anyone know? I was going to say, does anyone know what Omo looks like?
We don't know what Omu looks like, but I have a sneaking suspicion it might look like this.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know why, but I think I have to agree with you.
Guys, I have a slight problem with that fact, is that we didn't find the lost city ourselves, we've been brought here, so that means we're lost as well.
The other
Oh,
side
yeah,
of things,
by all means, we're still.
Yeah, but
Oh, no,
we're
no.
we're here though. We can
there
get
is
to
a
it.
bigger problem, guys. We seem to be at the wrong end of this city.
It is
We're
true.
at the
it looks like
waterfall. The stairs seem to be the very other end.
the stairs are like over here.
Can you guys see them from the city?
Where's the stairs?
They're down here.
so there
I
are
can't-
there are
Oh,
stairs
goody gum
over
drops.
here. You can it doesn't look like you can see cliff face all the way round. This is an entirely like the cliff, the whole area dips down into the city, so it's
John, is there a stone I can kick off the edge to see if we can hear roughly how far down it is?
Yeah, how tall was the waterfall?
Well, we can
Yeah,
get Tammy to
You
check.
can kick
We
a
can get Tammy
stone,
to
or
check.
Tammy can check.
Yeah, we can get Tammy to check.
I
Get Tammy
would,
to check. At least that way we've got a guarantee on it rather than us trying to guess it.
I would
Yeah, true.
prefer maybe the stone in case there is danger.
Well, yeah, but if there's danger, Tammy can turn invisible and get back.
Pretty much.
Okay,
Oh,
that's your choice.
Right, Tammy, you know what you're doing.
Tammy dives off the
So
edge and
cute.
flaps, and just sort of disappears out of view.
Flaps, forgets how to fly, plummets off the
And then comes back up again. Well, the waterfall,
Okay, how
the
bad
waterfall
is it?
itself is about
Oh.
50 or so feet up. There's a
Oh,
pool at
boy.
the bottom that is 30 feet deep. You could give it a go.
We can give. Do you
Does-
want to go for a swim, anyone?
One quick question:
I'm
the
not-
water down there, does the water flow? Will we be caught in rapids?
Or more importantly, will we be pulled towards that inevitable doom down further?
Exactly.
It doesn't seem to flow particularly fast after the waterfall.
Okay.
All right.
In
Guys,
that case,
first, before we do any decisions, is there anyone here who can't swim?
Seraphine raises a hand.
Serving.
I can
Okay.
swim.
I also can swim.
I can definitely swim. I mean, like, I swim through a shaft.
well, that's the thing. I was sort of floating earlier.
Sorry.
I can use my water walk, but I don't know if I'll break my ankles by doing that after jumping.
It might be an
Wait.
idea to jump and then water walk.
Hey,
wait.
Theodas, can you?
Yes.
Theodas,
Yes.
are you able to transform into like a bird or a water creature yet?
I can turn into a into a aquatic creature. Yes.
I do have
No
a solution,
birds, though?
if possible. Just for the
Right,
sake of, let me run this by you quick.
I didn't
Alright.
hear what you said, Romad.
What about flying?
No,
do you have any
not flying
birds
creatures yet.
No?
No.
Fair enough. What about you, Regan?
I was going to say that I have the ability of slow fall. If we
I
got
have-
Seraphine to climb on my back, I can jump down with a slow fall, giving us a better chance of. Then I will swim to
Really?
shore with her.
What about you, Philip?
I had the Philip can swim, but I was wondering if Renala could swim.
Oh.
She didn't raise her hand when I asked if anyone couldn't swim, so I suppose she can.
She can swim.
I mean, she is your wife. I mean,
That's a point. I'm no longer going to ignore you. I'm no longer going to ignore you. Dragon bait, can you swim?
yeah, Dragon Bait, can you swim? How can
Blow
you?
once on the flute for yes and 2 for no.
Yeah, flute. Use the flute.
oh, use the
Dragon
flute
bait
now.
smells of. 1 second. What does dragon bait do?
Oh, we
It's-
lost all of it.
It
Dragon bait
smells of
smells of
1 second?
lemons.
Joy! You can. I'm assuming that you can. Otherwise,
He nods.
yay! I
He
can't
nods-
swim.
He nods affirmative.
We all love Dragon Bait.
Oh,
Okay.
Dragon Bait.
Oh, dragon bait. Dragon
Right.
bait's so gonna die.
Dragon Bait protection squad, y'all.
Do
Do
you
we
want me
agree-
to jump first, as I can transform into an aquatic thing and see if I'm getting really hurt or not?
That's a
Well,
good
a lot
plan, but
better
will
if
we
you
be
turn
able to
to-
tell?
Because basically, if I get really hurt, I turn back into my normal form.
Okay,
True.
that doesn't sound like a bad
I
idea.
don't think I've got any spells.
So long as you don't. The other side of things, we can't have that. You've only just got your wife back. We can't risk you. She needs you as much as you need her.
Oh, too bad I can't use chill touch to actually throw the waterfall to make it like this slide.
Well, if we don't want to jump off the
Hmm.
cliff,
Look, if we don't come to a decision in a minute, I'm going to jump off.
You
Just
know,
so
you
that
can
you
round.
can find out.
We can just walk around and go down the
Renala-
stairs.
Renala echoes.
What's
it.
this? Where is the stairs?
Guys,
Down the bottom.
guys.
Hold.
Mm.
Renala echoes
Carry
what
on, John.
Torin said. Like, if we don't want to She points out into the distance. There are clearly
Okay.
stairs over there.
Can we see how far and how long it would take us to get there?
I think it's a good
Few hours to a day, maybe.
200. Yeah, I think a day or two.
Shall we make
Yeah,
a day's
just-
trek around there then?
It's a jungle, so
Oh,
It's
what's the...
probably the safest.
Does anybody remember what the keyboard shortcut for making a waypoint is?
No.
Q.
no.
Shift click.
Ah,
Q.
This is
Who's
me.
doing this? This is you, John.
Yes.
So
It's almost 4,000.
4,500
Yeah.
feet-ish.
we say
How
4,500 roughly down into that first building there. We could always make a settlement there, rest up, and then get ready to explore afterwards.
What does 4,500 do in number of hours and days?
It's about one on the big map. It was like 1 hex a day, which is about 10 miles. So 4,000. What's about 4,500? 4,500 feet.
Yeah.
4,500 feet in miles is less than 1. So it's about a day's travel to get there.
Okay.
Okay, so that's worth it.
So
then.
shall we say go for a day? We walk around now. We set up camp by that first. Obviously, make sure that it's nice and clear for us.
Question, John. Which side of the waterfall are we?
This one.
I was gonna Google search it and let my Google tell me, but this is okay.
Okay, so the side we don't have to
The
actually
we're
side
on
that I
the
measured
to,
from, yes.
to get there.
Okay, so are we agreed that we're going to walk around there?
Sure.
It's the safest option.
might as well.
Rather than
True.
someone risking jumping down there, and then we've all got to risk jumping down there because we would need to get them back out if it's not safe.
Indeed.
That would have been fucking cool,
Renala-
but fucking dangerous as well.
Renala
Oh, yes.
questions, what
That's
day is it?
More important. Oh.
Oh, hang on. It's probably it was the day before Theodas's
So
birthday.
it's the
We're the
9th.
9th
It's
of
your
Tarsak,
birthday tomorrow.
something like
we can
that.
have a celebration at the little house over there.
Where's the little house
We
from
can.
now?
Next to
House.
you.
can,
Oh, I
but-
see. Yeah.
Only if it's safe enough for us to do so. Otherwise, we'll have to delay
Well,
this
it's his
celebration.
birthday all day tomorrow, so I'm sure we can find somewhere safe.
Okay, we'll find a safe area, and we'll have a celebration. I can
Well-
share some of my wine
Yes.
up here.
As long as it's not the ale.
Yes. Okay. Don't
You know
worry.
what?
You
I'm
won't have any of the
interested in the
Fae
ale.
stuff.
I want to try the other one, that drink where you make weird stuff happen to you before a set of
What?
rolls.
The wine or the sorcerer's brew.
Sorcerer's brew.
I'll throw you a bottle.
Thank you. I won't have
Okay,
this until
so-
tomorrow, though. Right now,
Okay.
let's
You
get to the
guys-
place.
Set off,
Let's get a move
and you
on.
take most of the day traveling around the edge of these cliffs. There is a steep cliff all the way around Omu, so it's fairly easy for you to pick out how to travel round it. As you are wandering around,
Oh,
Hello?
sorry.
Oh, thank God.
Bye.
Yes.
You encounter a
Yeah, it's
sleeping
just
Taras.
dozing.
You come across another dragon.
Oh,
Every
sorry.
100 or so feet along the precipice, Seraphine is about to wake up. A vine-draped gargoyle perches on the cliff top, staring into the ruined city below.
Wow.
Gargoyle?
Hmm.
I don't like those gargoyles.
I like gargoyles, but not those ones. I mean, have you seen Gargoyles Disney show? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but also, what is this? What is Disney?
What?
What's Disney?
Also, what's a
Disney-
Disney show?
Well,
I'm-
Disney was a bard from back where I came from. That was what you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I'm just concerned about one thing, really.
Wasn't it when he died? Someone cut his head off and used some sort of ice spell on it. It was weird.
Yes. He somehow thought that he could come back. He forgot that he needed his other organ.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they still have his crypt in the
Yes.
middle of town.
John,
Yes.
that building here,
I can't.
completely cut off from the rest.
Seemingly.
It
At
appears
least
to
judging from the
be.
map.
Hmm.
I hope it's not the place that we're supposed to go to.
Because if it's the place we're supposed to go to, we're going to have a fucking fun time.
What's the
There is
Hey,
always a
But
way.
hey, though, at least it would not be. We don't have to go into the city, though, right? I mean, like, we would have been lost in that city. If it's literally right where we're supposed to be, like here, then we've got no problem to be in the city. We're just going to
Well,
get out there.
that's unless there is a spell upon the city.
So as you
Oh yeah, you have a point.
If it's thought that this is where this death curse is originating, there will be some dark magic here.
Yep,
Mm.
dark shit.
Would anyone like to do like detect magic though, just in case of where we're supposed to really go?
You want
Maybe.
us to do detect magic on the gargoyles?
On the city mostly.
On the
I would
city?
check the gargoyle first.
Okay, you do that.
I don't even have detect magic, which
I
sucks.
don't have detect
Tanny,
magic.
take
Okay,
a
I
look
do that.
at
Yes. Oh
what
wait,
is it
hang on,
called?
let's see.
Dunno.
No.
Eyes.
No.
Yeah, Eldritch.
Eldritch
Sight.
Sight.
You can cast detect magic
Yeah.
at will without expending a spell
Oh,
slot.
well, do it.
I don't know
Oh,
why
there
you
you go.
picked it as well. Okay. I knew like okay, let's do it.
No,
Should I
it
press
doesn't matter.
speech mark or press this?
We
I don't bother.
know what detect magic does. It detects magic.
The gargoyle is
I'd
magic.
rather press buttons.
Ah. Now the question is it something which is good or bad?
Well, considering that the city has absolutely no defense mechanism, like no walls, no doors, nor anything, I would suppose this is the defense.
Quite
It could
possible.
be. Or
Maybe
they're
this could be
just
something
guardians.
placed here to keep stuff in.
We have there is a lot of interesting questions to be answered.
Is there any sign from this gargoyle that it might be perhaps alive?
You can't tell at the moment.
Okay,
You'll see
guys.
you'll see when it comes alive.
Right, guys. I can run the fastest, let's face it. I can get out of there quick. Stand back. I'm going to move in closely and carefully to see if it reacts.
Wait, where
I
are
mean,
we?
depending
Anyway?
on how long you've been traveling. How long have you been traveling when you decide to see the there are a lot of gargoyles.
Well, I thought you told us where the
there's-
gargoyle was, didn't you?
There's
I think surely if like after we've seen like the second or third one.
there's quite a few
Oh,
of
there's a
them
few.
around the edge.
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, we'll say the third one. We'll say
So
the
you're
third one,
about
wherever
here.
the third one might be. Okay.
But where?
They're
They're
quite
very
closely packed together. It's every
Okay.
Yeah. It's
We haven't
every-
exactly
walk
moved
up.
a lot.
I walk up very slowly and very carefully
okay.
to the gargoyle.
It is staring down into the city. It has the face of a devil with its mouth open in a silent scream.
Hmm.
And then suddenly Seraphine wakes up.
I reach out
Hello.
a hand
Hello.
say hello.
It is a
course,
stone
stop.
statue to everything you can tell about it.
Wakey, wakey,
The only
eggs
thing
and
which
bacon.
the only reason I was asking is that I speak primordial. And I'm guessing primordial sort of goes in with stone creatures and such like that as well.
Things of an elemental nature.
Technically, a gargoyle made of stone is of an elemental nature.
It does not react.
Never mind. It was worth a try, guys. We might as well carry on then. They seem to be
Maddie,
posing us no threat
Jeff
right
says
now.
hello, and also wants to point out to you that nobody is dead or in tears just yet.
Don't worry, there's still time.
I'm good so far. I'm good so far.
Thorin takes this moment to go into his very sad backstory. Anyway.
Yes?
Oh no, I'm hearing voices.
Do I see anything written in Sylvan?
No.
Okay,
Well,
I'm just checking. We never know.
Is there anything which is... Oh yeah?
Whereabouts are we?
Well, as you'll note from the top of the map, you are totally in the lost city of Omu, maybe.
Okay, alright.
Which is the city I think we were supposed to go to for the death curse. Meaning, we might finish this soon.
By the way,
Yeah,
coming
I'm
back
laughing
to
too.
coming back to the gargoyle.
Oh god!
Shut up!
Yes.
Coming back to the gargoyle. Is there any sign of marking on it at
no.
all?
It's covered in vines. Okay. It seems to have been here for quite a while.
I have a question. By the way, I forgot to ask it earlier, but do we know when we are?
Princess Dandelion said that no time at all would have passed.
So the
same day we left.
Okay.
So it's the day before Theodas's birthday.
Right.
Okay.
I said that we continue then. These gargoyles seem to cause us no harm, so we might as well continue our quest.
As they've got a magical aura about them, I still say we keep an eye on them just in case.
Indeed.
Agreed.
You continue pressing onwards.
Onwards.
Just to bring Maddie up to speed. You guys.
Yes, please, Jesus. I just popped
you
in. I
guys
have no
popped
idea
in
what
at
the
this
hell's going
waterfall
on.
up here. Everybody debated briefly jumping off the waterfall and landing in the water and trying to get to shore.
I was going to carry you.
People taking into account the fact that Seraphine can't swim. It was then decided that you would walk round the edge of the cliff face and walk down using the stairs that are down here.
Which will take us about a day
to walk around the outskirts of the town. And currently, I'm fast forwarding to sort of early afternoon when you've got to about here-ish, and you can look off and you can see bubbling lava.
This is a happy
and the
place.
water from the waterfall is flowing through the town and down into the lava, causing a massive spout of steam to rise up from the lava.
It's creating obsidian. Oh wait, that's that's a wrong game.
Quickly, someone get a diamond pick.
Question, John. Would the lava react the same way as lava would react to too much water touching it?
Or is it magically...
Which is a massive explosion.
It's not a massive explosion. It is just causing steam to come off of it. It's evaporating the water.
Okay, cool.
Does that seem to be thanks to magic or just for the sake of nature?
Looking fantasy things, I think.
Okay.
You can ask the map maker, for God's sake.
No, it's just, you know, I want to be sure that this whole area won't blow up.
I mean,
in our
if
faces.
you flood it a lot,
it might do.
We should be fine, I'm sure. When has anything ever gone wrong for us?
Every session.
Exactly.
Many times. Where have you been?
at that, you suddenly smell brimstone,
Sulfur.
and then
Fusion.
ham.
Swear to God.
And nervous.
Oh no.
He's confused and nervous.
I was like,
Okay,
wait,
everyone back away from the cliff. Everyone back away. Everyone
Okay.
get back.
What?
Look, I don't know what he's nervous about, but I know there's lava down there, and generally tends to erupt every now and again. Now, I don't want to be hit by any lava, which might happen to get over this cliff. Do you?
I stand with that. I don't necessarily want to be burned
Well,
today.
I'm nowhere near this fucking cliff face. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
We just said that we're walking past it so we could see the lava.
yeah, we can see the lava. I'm not standing near. I'm not.
Well, yes, but lava tends
I'm
to
not here.
bounce off quite drastically.
Torin is standing here.
All right, fine. Make your jokes. I was just trying to make sure that you didn't get hit by the lava.
Wait, what are we now?
You're wandering
No.
around here.
There we
Oh
go.
wow, we've walked so far. Yeah,
Look at
I'm
us.
gonna probably.
All I'm
We're here,
suggesting is that when we walk, we just walk a bit further away from the cliff edge. Just
I
in case.
agree.
Sure, no problem.
You
Let's
take
just
a
continue
wide
forward.
berth around
Also,
the
the
cliff
cliff is-
next to the lava. And you press onwards. And
Might I
You
ask
can.
one thing before we do that? Whilst we were at that point where we could look in and see the lava and see this fire sticking out in the middle of it, could we see directly anything that connects that pillar to
No.
the other parts of the land? Okay, we
you
have confirmation, guys.
This
you
is
cannot
so
see
where we have
anywhere
to
where
go.
that pillar connects to the rest of the land. You can
Okay.
see a bubbling lake of lava.
If we pour
Right.
enough water in, it'll solidify the lava so we can walk across.
I tend
that's
to
how
fear
it
this and say, you need to learn how.
You cut out for me, sorry.
I tend to fear this and say, you need to learn how to fly very quickly.
I shall work on that.
I'm sure Torin can help with that.
And we press on.
I pick him up and throw him in.
Okay, I can I can tell you the falling damage and also the lava damage.
No, thanks. That's
It'll just,
all right.
it'll just be gone. You just be dead anyway. Nothing.
Well, considering he probably continued taking
You
lava
take
damage.
you take lava damage at the
Well,
start
actually-
of each of your turns that you are in lava. Because lava.
I was going to say, when it comes down to it, actually scientifically talking, you don't sink in lava. It burns so hot that you
Yep.
actually bubble on top of it.
Yeah.
You would be like a sizzled sausage, just being flipped over by the heat, constantly having your skin pop and boil as you are stuck on top in a perpetual pain until your brain finally cuts out.
So remember, kids, don't fall in lava.
Theodos will tap Riordan on the shoulder. Dude, you're okay?
I'm all right. Shall we continue? I really could do with a drink.
Just as long as it's not the Fey Ale, I think you should be good.
He
I don't
can't.
have any options.
He can't be drunk anymore. Remember.
I know I can't get drunk anymore. I'm hoping that cow
How's your brew
won't drink
doing?
more of that. I will be drinking more of it. He gave it to me. He gave me the problem. He can take it away. Anyway, onwards.
And upwards.
Ben, number 2.
Onwards.
Sorry, you cut out
Number
there, John.
2, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
John?
John.
With her.
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
Ben,
Yes.
number 2.
Oh, where did she come from? Who are you?
What?
Riordan, are you okay?
Surely you can see it. You can see her. You must do. I mean, she's look. There's a little a woman.
I'm sorry.
She's shuffling. Thank you. Yes, thank you. She's offered me a cookie. She says I'm a nice young man. She's offering me a cookie.
I place my hand on Riordan's shoulders.
Yeah. Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
There was no one here.
No, there was an old woman. She was right here.
Is it only Romad that knows
Yes.
Riordan's ability?
I think so.
I whisper to Riordan, I think you should tell them so that they know what's up. You
How can I
know.
tell them? I don't even know what's going on myself.
Hey, it's okay. Just breathe a bit. Take it easy. Breathe.
Okay. But this was different. I don't know. Look, I hear voices. Things come to me. They talk to me. I don't know what they are. They tell me things. I don't know whether they're true. I don't know whether they're false, but they tell me things. And it's the alcohol. The alcohol helps me. It takes away the voices. It helps me get by. Yeah, gets them away from me. But she was there, as well as standing as close as well as any of you. She was there.
What does the girl look like?
She was an old woman, very wrinkled, very wrinkled. I can't tell you too much. She was just, she just shuffled towards me, put me cookies, and saying that I was such a nice young man I was.
Maybe we might be getting spirits coming from the city. Very careful.
Did she look like she would? I mean, when we were in Port Nanzaro, did she look like someone from this area, or did she look different?
I couldn't tell you. This is my first time to this area. I can only go by our experiences. She doesn't look like anything different from any of the city which we've been. I would expect it to be from the port or something from that, but
It might be from the city then.
It could well be.
We definitely need to get you some alcohol then.
There's something terrible.
we need to keep going. Let's get to the camp.
Come on, let's get going.
Come on.
You press onwards, and as night starts to fall, can you all hear me? Cool.
Yes.
As the night starts to fall, you make your way down the stairs and to the small building.
Okay, cool.
I have a description. This is a guardhouse. It stands near the entrance to the city. Arrow slits are cut into the limestone wall, and a lopsided iron portcullis hangs over the gateway.
Does it look like it's been
Yes.
abandoned? It's empty. Okay.
No recent activity at all.
Not in this building, no.
Can I detect magic, please?
You cast it, and you detect nothing.
Yeah. Okay, we're okay for now.
Right. We set up camp. We stay here.
Right.
Are you going inside or?
I'm gonna.
Going inside, I say.
Yeah.
I'm
we
gonna
all
keep
agree?
out watch. I'm gonna probably keep out watch for now, for like a couple of hours.
We'll take turns on that, but for the time being, let's set up camp inside.
Much of the
Fair enough.
interior of the building has collapsed into rubble. Creepers cling to the walls, and high grass sprouts between the flagstones amid evidence of long-dead campfires. One of the walls is covered with graffiti. Some of it's painted on, some of it's etched into the stonework itself.
Oh, actually, I
Well,
can't.
this is a lovely place.
Can I cast Eyes of the Runekeeper just to see
You
if there's
don't
anything
cast
that
it,
makes
you
sense
just
on
see
that
it.
graffiti?
You just see the
Can I
words.
just see it? Is it anything that I can make? Anything
You
that's
can make
able
out
to make
the
out like
following.
it's something important?
Sean, if you've got your notepad handy, you might want to take some notes now.
Hold on. Pencil.
Here go.
And Philippe will be right back.
So,
Take care, Phillies.
Romad
His eyes rolled
Romad
to the
can
back of
read
his
the
head.
following.
Alright.
Fear the
Okay.
fangs of Raznisi.
Fear. Fangs. Of. Raz. Nissi.
Eric, I've gone in search of the 9 shrines, signed V.
Search.
9
of
shrines.
the 9 shrines.
Yeah.
9 shrines. V.
The puzzle cubes are the key.
The puzzle cubes are the key.
Beware the frog monster.
Why does that sound so
Interesting
familiar
one.
for an interesting fantasy D&D?
So the frog monster. Are we seeing a grung again?
They're not going to metagame.
Don't.
I'm not metagame.
Who is
Yes.
UNKH?
That's a
Who
good-
is you and
NKH. That's a good question.
Speaking of the word, where the hell is Iku?
She's
Yep.
with Arthur Simba in Mizro.
Got it.
She didn't follow us.
Because we keep getting these side characters, guys.
So we're screwed pretty much when it comes to finding our way.
Well, technically, we
We're
paid
there.
to escort us here.
So, services rendered.
We gotta literally have
All
to pay
hail
for her,
the
I
King
think.
of Feathers.
All hail the King of Feathers.
The snakes are
Duh.
not what they seem.
Well, that's always a good
Oh, we're
sign.
I think that's like UNT is gonna be in here. Some like
We've
Yuan.
already
Is it Yuan?
experienced that back in Mesro. The snakes were not what they seemed.
I don't like those. I don't like those.
What they seem.
Kubazan,
Yes.
Kubazan,
So
Z-A-N.
Kuba
equals bravery.
equals bravery.
I'm assuming it's either an actual quote of that one or literally like a person saying
Shagambi.
bravery. You know, the
Shagambi.
memes.
SHAGAMBI. Shagambi equals wisdom.
Shagambi
Moa,
equals wisdom.
MOA, equals question mark.
A equals question mark. Always useful.
And that is the last of the graffiti that you
Okay.
can pick out as actual words.
Well then.
Graffiti on wall at entrance.
I'm now curious to see, did they actually give me that? They didn't give me that as a handout. That's nice.
Omo.
I'll just type it in the thing.
Yeah.
So Romad tells us all that, and Torin says, "Cool."
I wonder what it means.
It could easily be something for us later on, so who wants to write it down? Roman actually writes it down. Unless Torin wants to.
Torin's gotten. I got a scroll case with some paper in it anyway.
Just write
so.
Write
Sounds
it
good
down
to
on the
me.
back of the
Always
incomplete
have.
map of Chult.
Yeah. Someone did the Guardian mention?
I heard the one about the King of Feathers. Is it the King of Feathers?
Yes, the Guardian. The Guardian
Orlunga.
of was it Orlunga? Was that the one? She mentioned it. She mentioned that Razni.
Raznisi.
Oh boy.
He's the leader of the Yanti, and he's trying to bring about the end of the world.
Oh,
Maybe
boy.
he
Oh, that's
die.
lovely.
The Yonti.
Snake
What's
people
that
that we
name
fought
again?
from Mesro.
Oh, the snake people. So the snakes are not what they seem.
The snakes that won't go seeing make sense to that as well. But what's this King of Feathers or the Frog Monster?
I have a
So
feeling
I
we're
just
going
went
to
back.
find out.
What did I miss?
A lot of
Everything.
We've just finished the
Everybody
game.
died.
It turns out it was a chicken all along.